know what they say, find what you love and let it kill you. Well, maybe if you're lucky enough, you can be the one who kills first. A brand new thriller comedy is out now called Over Your Dead Body, starring Jason Segal, Samara Weaving, and Timothy Olyphant. In the film, it follows a struggling couple of Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger going up north to a cottage in the woods, and little beknownst to both of this couple, the other half of them is dead set on killing them over the weekend. You guys have all met a couple like this, okay? A couple that is just completely screwed. You go, how are these guys together? All they do is bicker, petty arguments. There's not even inside jokes anymore. Everything they say is just a riff in a relationship that died many eons ago. That's what this movie is exploring in the form of a comedy film, and I think at points the movie is very funny, but overall, I had a lot of issues with it. Before I even get into what I like or dislike about this film, I have to say this. I think whether or not you enjoy this film, kind of predetermined. If you love these actors and actresses, you like Jason Segal, Samara Weaving, Timothy Olyphant, you're probably going to have a good enough time with this film, because this film and the way it's structured very heavily relies on chemistry between all of these guys, because this film is very simple, but the performances are very good related to what they're asked to do. So if you're a fan of Jason Segal, you're a fan of Samara Weaving, this movie's probably going to be fun for you because their chemistry is insanely good in this film, and it has to be or the film would be terrible. Speaking of which, I was so surprised with Jason Segal here. I'm not a huge fan of his. He's okay. You know, he's just not one of my favorites, but I enjoy him from time to time. I do like How I Met Your Mother. But I think he's the best serious, pure acting in this film. I think it demands him to be. So shout out to him. I think he gives a great performance. I think this is some of his best work. Also, as always, I know it's getting a little bit old here, praising her, the queen herself, Samara Weaving, fantastic as always. She is so good in such a subtle way. I mean, this woman is so talented. The fact that her mannerisms, her antics, the way she says lines, her accent can make you feel that this relationship story could be real. The idea that you could be married to Samara Weaving and get sick of her shit, the fact that that's a thing, that's how you know she's a good actress, when she's a literal goddess in real life. So shout out again. I also think Timothy Olyphant's pretty good for what he's asked to do. It's not nearly his best work. If you watch him a lot, he's either serious or the goofy guy. This is more of the same goofy guy. If you like him in a silly role, he's doing the same thing he kind of always does. And I apologize for this entire next sentence because I know it makes no sense whatsoever, but stick with me, please. Do not burn me at the stake yet. This movie frustrated me because I overall do not find it to be a very funny film, and I was really hoping based on the early buzz. But at the same time, I kind of feel like this is one of the funniest movies of the year. What do I mean by that? This is a very weird film in the way it's structured. It's very deadpan. It's very dry. It repeats jokes a lot of the time, and it relies on those callbacks and the same joke to be said so many times it eventually wins you over. There's a line in this film related to hammer time, not going to give it away. Like, that is a dead set example if you've seen the film. They keep saying the line hammer time, and by like the 5th time, you'll just start laughing your ass off at it. But for as many times as that happens, there's other jokes that you're just staring at like, oh, make it stop, cringe. Because they repeat the same joke so many times over and over again, and when it's a whiff, it's a strikeout. 3 pitches next to bat. You have no chance. The joke is an absolute dead on arrival. So overall, a mixed bag, but the way it was structured was odd because at the beginning of the film, I did not like the first third. I thought it was tiresome, burdensome. It was just bickering. I did not like these characters. It was frustrating. But then the movie won me over in the middle section, and I was like, okay, I'm on board. This movie's asinine. I saw some of the better scenes. I'm locked in now. What do you got? Make me laugh some more. But then by the end of the film, I thought it fizzled out. Again, kind of a hard one to talk about because there are moments I laughed my ass off, but there are other moments, a lot more moments than that, I just thought were not funny at all. This is by the director, if I'm not mistaken. He's in The Lonely Island, and I think he directed that Pop Star Never Stop Popping movie or whatever it's called, and the same type of humor that applies to all of that stuff I just mentioned is in this film, and it's very thick. Well, if that is not your style of humor, I can all but guarantee you will not like this movie at all. I actually do not mind those things. I laugh at them from time to time, so again, very mixed bag here. But just know that this is not a serious film whatsoever. In fact, this is a movie I have to commend it to some degree because it attempts to make a joke at basically anyone's expense. It throws the kitchen sink at you. I mean, there's a joke in this film about a prison game. We'll call it that, a prison game. And the fact that that scene manages to make you laugh at all or make you chuckle or anything related to what they're talking about on screen as they're having a monologue go on is credit to this film and how silly it gets and how it can eventually win you over. I guess it just depends on whether or not it keeps you once it wins you over. I also have to give the movie credit in the way it's structured, because when I describe the film of having a couple go up north and try to kill each other, we've seen that movie done before. In fact, I think this is based on a foreign film called The Trip. So you're probably wondering, how does a movie like that even exist? Like, how's it going to be structured? Sure, they get up north. Like, how many times can they try to kill each other? It has title cards and it has callbacks to different dates. It makes what's going on feel a lot more unpredictable, a lot more creative than it would just be start to finish. Kind of reminded me a little bit of Strange Darling, not organized linear fashion. It will say like 2 days ago, it'll say 1 hour ago, it'll say a week ago, and it just flashes back and forth to what's going on and what's leading up to this scenario, all of the people involved, all of the planning involved, and it does divert your expectation. A couple things I thought were pretty funny, especially involving Timothy Oliphant's character. I think that was the highlight of the movie when it peaked. His introduction, that entire scene, that's when it initially won me over. But yeah, kind of a weird film to talk about because, again, there were moments of this movie I laughed insanely hard, but overall, I did not find it to be a very funny movie. In fact, I don't think my theater laughed a whole lot either audibly. I think my theater, aside from me, only laughed 3-4 times entirely, and it was a pretty packed house. So yeah, I don't know. I think this one depends on your style of humor. If you like those things I mentioned earlier, if you love these leads, probably worth checking out because the chemistry alone, some of the joke delivery is pretty damn funny at times. So overall, guys, pretty hard movie to rate. I'll grade it on a curve because I think comedies are pretty bad now and I hardly ever laugh, but this one got a handful of laughs out of me, so hey, guess I had a good time with it. So if you guys check out Over Your Dead Body, come back, comment down below, let me know what you thought of it, and comment what movie gave you the biggest laughs in the past couple of years. If you like this review, my name is Sean. Like, comment, subscribe, hype the video, join the channel down below, and I will see you guys in my next review. Peace!